So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the character and animate it inside Animate. I've already split the character into sections in which the parts I want to animate. I'm going to work with the heart, the eyebrow, the eye, and the wing. So let's start with the wing. I'm going to cut out the wing, click on ActionScript 3.0, and paste the wing inside Animate. I'm going to choose the default settings. And we have the first object, and let's name the layer wing. Let's go and take the second part, which is the eye, or let's say the pupil. Paste the pupil, name it, and just move it a bit to the side. Then I'm going to take the eyebrow, name it, and the last two objects, which I'm going to work with. Let me just fix this section quick. It's the monster. So that's my monster. Okay, and the last thing is I'm going to take the heart. That's the heart. Okay, so let's just fix the order of the objects the way I want them to appear. And we have all the elements placed in the right place. So what I'm going to do is next, I'm going to select the layers from the eyebrow until pupil, including the pupil, the wing, and the monster by clicking Shift, selecting the first key, Shift selecting the last key, and right-clicking on the frame, cut frames. Then I'm going to place them inside the new symbol, insert new symbol. I'm going to call the symbol monster. The type is a graphical symbol. Okay, and go to the frame, right click, and paste the frames. So once I paste the frames, I have all of the layers placed in the right order. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to animate the character. So I'm gonna go out to the scene, delete the empty layers with the frames, and go to my library and drag my graphical symbol, which is the monster, onto my stage. So at this point, it's placed on the stage over here. For the elements that are going to loop, example for the wing or the eyes, I'm going to animate them inside the symbol. For any motion, for transformation or rotation, I'm going to animate them inside my scene. So what I'm going to do is right now, going to go to my transform, scale my monster down, make sure that the constraint is locked. So I'm going to lock the constraint, decrease the size of my monster to 60%. And the animation which I actually want is, I want the monster to bounce in again, while moving his wings, and the eyes are going to be rolling, and then the heart is going to pop up by using a mask, and then he's going to jump away. So to work on that, we're going to select frame 60, either click F5 on the keyboard or right click insert frame to add my frames. I'm going to right click on the layer. I can choose either classic tween or motion tween. So I'm going to choose motion tween. And I'm going to start animating the character. So on frame 10, I'm going to drag the character upwards. I have my path. On frame 20, drag him downwards. So at this point, we have the character jumping in. Then at frame 30, go again upwards, but go a bit higher. And then on frame 40, the character is going to stay in the middle. So what we have currently right now is the character jumping up and down where it wants to actually land. We can play with the location of the first frame and the way I want the bouncing to happen. I can zoom in, and by using the selection tool I can play with the way my character is going to bounce in and off while hopping inside my screen. Okay, so once I have the bounce over there, what I need is I need the eyebrow and the wings to actually move. So I'm going to double click on my layer, add 15 frames, either click on the first frame and drag downwards, or click on the first frame, shift select the last frame, either click F5 to add your frames or right click insert frame. Once the frames are added, I'm going to select the wing, right click on the layer and create a classic tween. Since I want to animate the wing and my anchor point, as we can see, it's in the center, I'm going to select the transform tool, place my anchor on the side where I want the wing to actually move, go to frame 15, either click on F6 on the keyboard, which is insert frame, insert the keyframe, or right click and insert a keyframe. So we have the first frame and the last frame, they're the same. I'm going to go to frame 8, insert the keyframe or F6 on the keyboard, and move the wing inwards. If I zoom out, I have this motion happening. Since I want the motion to be a bit quicker, I'm going to place that one on frame 5, select the first frame, click Alt on the keyboard, drag it to frame 10, then select the animated one, click Alt on the keyboard, and just drag it to frame 12. This way I've got the wing moving a bit faster, flapping twice instead of flapping once. So let's animate the eye. Same process, right click, classic tween, going to select the last frame, F6 on the keyboard to add a keyframe. Let's say go to frame 5, click and drag it, it's going to go downwards. Then on frame 10, it's going to go upwards. Then on the last frame, it's going to go back. So we have the eye bouncing. The second thing is, the third thing we're going to animate is the eyebrow. So I'm going to right click on the eyebrow, create a classic tween, F6 on the keyboard, go to frame 8, F6, and what I need to do is I'm going to just transform the eyebrow upwards, and then it goes back to its initial place. I can add a slight rotation to it. Alright, so we have the character being animated inside the symbol, which is called the monster. Let's go back to our scene. At this point, to view what we have, I can either click enter on the keyboard, or to get a complete separate window exported, I'm going to click on Control Enter for the Windows or Command Enter for the Mac. So once this section is done, we're going to add the second section, which is the heart. Since I want my heart to start appearing on frame 45, I'm going to select the frame that contains my heart and drag it until it's on frame 45. So I need the heart to start appearing on this frame. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select frame 60, insert frame, so that we have an area to work with. And I'm going to increase both of them until they're on frame 80. So I have my heart, and I want a mask on top of the heart so that the heart appears gradually. I'm going to add a new layer, call the layer mask. Select frame 45. Since I want my mask to appear on frame 45, I'm going to either insert frame or click F6 on the keyboard. Select an oval shape, which I'm going to work with. And the way the mask is going to animate, what we're going to do is we're going to start from this point, nothing's going to appear, and then gradually the mask is going to go up and going up. This is going to let the heart appear gradually as the mask is going up. So since this object is really small, I need to fill the mask. I'm going to drag my object until the whole mask is filled up, and my motion is going to start from the bottom and gradually go up until all of the heart is filled. I'm going to select, right click my mask layer, create class like a tween on the first frame. On frame 65, I'm going to click on F6, going to drag the object, my mask, on top of the heart. And then from frame 65 until frame 80, nothing's going to happen because they're going to be static frames while the monster still has his eyeball bouncing up and down. So to activate the mask, I'm going to right click on the mask and select mask. Once the mask is activated, what's going to happen is the layer that is going to be masked is the child and the mask is the parent. Animate locks both layers together so that you can view the effect, or let's say the masking, which you placed on top of the object. If I'm going to edit my mask for some reason, what I need to do is I need to unlock my layers. Then I'm going to hide my mask. I'm going to, let's say, to select the heart. And I'm going to right click, convert the heart to a symbol, going to call it heart, double click on the heart, and what I want to do is break apart, select the heart as a separate piece, paste it in place using Command Shift V, and just animate the heart. What I want to do is I want the heart to grow up, to increase in size, to scale up in the middle, or scale down, and then go back to normal. So that's the heart at 100%. I want the heart to scale down to 75%, as if the heart is actually pulsing. I'm going to go back to my scene again. To view whatever I did, I need to lock my layer, and what I'm going to have is the monster is going to bounce in, then the heart is going to appear, and it will be continuously pulsing. I'm going to add around 20 frames for all of my layers, and then at this point what I want is I want my mask to disappear by hiding the heart, and then the monster to bounce off the screen. So I'm going to go to frame 95, insert a frame. So insert a keyframe by clicking F6 on the keyboard. From frame 66 until frame 95, nothing's happening. That's the animation for my mask. I'm going to unlock my mask. Until frame 110, what I want is I'm going to insert a keyframe and drag my mask downwards to hide the heart. So what's going to happen, 45 to 65, my heart appears. 65 to 95, nothing happens. 95 to 100, the mask disappears, hiding the heart. At this point, I only need to add keyframes for the monster because the heart and the mask, they're gone. So I'm going to select frame 110, insert the keyframe, because between 110 and 40 nothing's being animated. At frame, going to increase the frames to 140 by adding keyframes. Then at 120, he's bouncing again. Then at 130, he goes down. And at 140, he bounces completely off. So to view what we've done so far, I'm going to lock my mask again. My mask appears by showing the heart. 65 to 95, nothing's happening. And then at 95 to 110, the heart disappears. And then my monster bounces off again. So what I've done is, because I had a change of location from 40 to 110, the monster is actually flying off the ground, and then he goes down, and then he bounces off. So I'm going to click enter on the keyboard to view what we have so far. And that's my animation. And what we've done is we animated motion tween, classic tween for both the character and for the mask. We also saw how to mask an object and how to unmask an object. And we finally viewed the animation by clicking on Command Enter or Control Enter to open an SWF file.